Hi, I'm Al from Above and Beyond Creative Sewing, and today I'd like to talk to you about difficult to embroider items. Items like a little purse. The problem with embroidering a purse this size is that you can't get it into the machine to stitch once it's already assembled, so you have to go ahead and unassemble it or take all the seams out to lay it flat to embroider it. But that's only if you don't have the Babylock Valiant 10 needle embroidery machine. This is a free arm machine, and I'm going to show you how simple it is to embroider on something so little like this little bag. So first, come on over here and I'm going to show you how we're going to hoop this. First part of our assembly is the Jerky Hoop. The Jerky Hoop is a wonderful hoop to use when you're doing free arm embroidery. This comes in a set with all different sizes, from like a 2x3 all the way up to the large sizes, like a 5x7, and even has a hat hoop. So you take your Jerky Hoop and turn it upside down, and I'm going to be using Perfect Stick Stabilizer today. A Perfect Stick is a sticky stabilizer that you simply stick on the back of the hoop. And what the Perfect Stick does, and obviously I pre-cut it to match the size of the hoop, the frame I'm using. What Perfect Stick does is it allows you to attach your project directly to the hoop and have it stick, so you don't have to worry about it slipping or moving around when you're embroidering it. So this hoop then attaches right into the embroidery frame, just like that, and you tighten these two knobs. So now you can see I have a free arm area to be able to embroider in. This assembly then attaches just like the standard hoops, slides right in and clips into the holder, just like that. So now I am ready to attach my purse. But one thing I want to do is I want to tell the machine where the hoop is in relation to the bag that I'm going to be embroidering. And a really cool way to do that is with the image function on the hoop system. So first let's pick our design, and I already kind of have one picked out. It's going to be the 57 Chevy. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to resize it because my bag is kind of small, so I need to make this quite a bit smaller. The wonderful thing with the Valiant is I can resize things as small or as big as I like. I'm going to make it pretty small. That's going to be about 4 inches wide by about 1.5 inches tall. Once I'm happy with the size, I press OK. Now I'm going to press the camera function. The camera function is going to move my hoop, move the machine to take a picture of my hoop, so it'll know exactly where to stitch once I place my purse on. And that's going to make things an awful lot easier. So what it's doing right now is it's scanning the hoop area. Now if you've already bought a Babylock Solaris or Solaris 2 or a Destiny, you kind of know about this feature with the scanning function. But maybe you didn't know that you can do that with a 10 needle machine. If you want to be able to do production or do a lot of the same item, this is the perfect machine for you. So there's my hoop and there's my design. So now I'm going to grab the design and bring it up into my hoop to kind of where I think it should sit, and I'm going to hit Edit End. So now I'm going to grab my bag and simply slide this underneath here over the free arm and press it into place. The stabilizer is going to hold it for me so that it doesn't bounce off. Okay. And then I'm going to also choose a basting stitch so that there's a basting stitch around the design to hold it in place. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to hit Embroidery. And this is where I'm going to tell the machine what colors I want to use. So for example, the first color is color 900, which is black. The machine thinks that there's a spool of black on number 5, but I didn't change it since the last time I used it. So I simply touch my wand, pick black because black is actually on the number 10 spot, and now it's changed it to black. So the same thing with the red. I'm going to change the red to number 3. I'm going to change this red also to number 3 because we're going to just use one of the reds. The gray is number 2. The beautiful part about this is that you don't have to re-thread it each time. You can use the threads you already own, which makes it a whole lot easier. That's number 10. That's also number 10. That's number 3. And see, all I'm doing is reassigning all the different colors. And that's it. So now I have all my colors reassigned. So when I go to sew this, it's going to start with the correct color that I just told it. But that's how easy it is. Normally, when you're doing embroideries, you're changing your thread based on the embroidery you're doing. Here, I'm changing the order of stitching based on the threads I already have on the machine, which makes it a whole lot easier, and you don't have to constantly be changing the thread. You can put a lot of different colors on your machine and just have it ready to go at all times. So the first thing we're going to need to do is the basting stitch. So I'm going to lock the machine and hit start, and then I'm just going to be careful that this doesn't shift and let it go ahead and do the basting stitch. Once the basting stitch is done, that's going to hold everything in place for me. So now my design will stitch in the area that I pre-selected, and now it just goes right to the next color. So I don't have to sit there and change colors. I don't have to watch the machine. It's just going to do the work for me. So I know that's a little loud. You may not be able to hear me, so I'm going to press stop just so I can finish up, and then I'll start it right back up. The idea here is that I'm going to stitch this whole design without going in and doing any color changes. The machine's going to do everything for me. And I can do things like umbrellas, which are normally difficult to do. Can we see that? I did the Snoopy umbrella. You can do baseball caps. Anything that's difficult to hoop in a regular embroidery machine, this system makes it that much easier. So if you want to make a lot of gifts or even maybe start a business doing embroidery, there's a lot of call for that. This is the perfect machine for you. So now this is the Babylock Valiant. I have one left, just the floor model. If you're interested in this machine, we are offering it at a really, really great price, substantially reduced from the regular price. The Babylock Valiant is here at Above and Beyond Creative Sewing. Just give us a call or come on in. We can give you all the details on the machine and do a demo for you in person if you like. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Albert, and this is Above and Beyond Creative Sewing. Bye-bye now.